Hello everybody, welcome once more to the channel. Here is Logic Trader. In this journey of today, I'll be taking you through a market analysis and a market forecast on GBPUSD. So like always, we'll be beginning this market forecast on the monthly time frame, and if we clearly see on the monthly time frame, we will definitely see that price is bearish. Price has always been bearish and price keeps on being bearish. So on the monthly time frame, what can we see? This was a low, right? It was violated and broken down to form another low, which went up, gave us a retracement down to form another low. At the end of the day, we see a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and we're expecting that from this reaction here, price might form a lower low, right? Because this is a lower high here within this range. This is a lower high here. So now, since we know that market is bearish on the monthly time frame, that's all what we need to know at this point in time. We scale down to the weekly time frame. Coming to the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that if we try to identify market structure on the weekly time frame, we'll be able to have an idea. Looking at the weekly time frame, what can we see? Basically, this was the lower low on the monthly time frame, and this was the highest point on the monthly time frame. And within these two zones, this is where we identify the structure of the weekly time frame. And looking at the structure of the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that there was a break of structure here, or change of character to the upside, gave us another break of structure to the upside, gave us another break of structure to the upside. Price has given us another break of structure to the upside. Remember, this low went up to break this structure to form a higher high. This low went up to break this structure to form a higher high, and this low went up, broke structure to form a higher high. So what are we expecting? We're expecting that since the market is bullish on the weekly time frame, that bullish momentum should continue in respect based on the weekly time frame. Meaning, for us, for the market to continue to buy, we have to focus on this zone from here to here. Why? Because this is the most recent low which broke the most recent high to form a higher high. Meaning, as long as price has not yet taken out this low on a weekly time frame, we are still bullish. This is just a retracement, meaning price, as long as price comes down and doesn't take out this low but rather goes up, we will continue to buy. Now, on the weekly time frame, we are bullish. Where can we look for the opportunity to buy? We can either look for the opportunity to buy from this level, or look for the opportunity to buy within this 1 month demand zone. So basically, I focus on demand and supply zones in my trading because price has proven to me that it reacts within demand and supply areas in the market, right? Now, I'm just expecting for price to come down here for me to look for a buy, or for it to come down here or for me to look for a buy. And having that into mind, we have an inefficiency area here above, and we have an inefficiency area here below. And based on my system, price always does its best to do what we call correction of inefficiency. This is simply meaning, with this in mind, I definitely think price will come down to correct this inefficiency and come into this zone and give us an opportunity for a buy. And let's go up to try to correct that inefficiency which is sitting up above, right? That's basically it. Now, this arrow which is here no more valid because this inefficiency has been corrected. Now, on the monthly time frame, we are bearish. On the weekly time frame, we are bullish. Now, let's get to the daily time frame. Being on the daily time frame, this is a trend line. It's not necessary at the moment. Being on the daily time frame, this is that zone in which I'm expecting price to come down and give me a reaction, right? And for price to come down, it has to give us a strong selling momentum. At the moment, price is reacting within this huge daily demand zone. There's a potential possibility within this daily time frame for price to go up. Why? Because it is reacting within a daily demand zone. It's true, we are expecting price to come down here for us to be able to buy, but remember, price, we have to be rational in our decision right? Meaning there's a possibility, if we see the possibility of a good reaction here based on our system, for us to look for a buy, we'll go with the buy because we have above here, we have a lot of liquidity sitting below above this area. Sorry, we have a lot of liquidity above this area, and we have a lot of inefficiency and a lot of Asian high liquidity. And based on that, it these are factors telling us there's a potential possibility for price to buy. I'm expecting price to drop down to this level before buying, right? This is a long-term perspective based on the weekly time frame, but based on the daily time frame aspect, this is a zone on the daily time frame which price is reacting from. It might push price above and upwards, right? So having that into mind, this coming week we'll be focusing on GBPUSD with within this zone to try to see what it's going to do within this zone and see if it will reach this zone. This is our 2 hour focus for this coming week, right? So that's basically it. Now, if I have to scale down again to the daily time frame, sorry, into the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see within the 4 hour time frame, we have some liquidities here and we have inefficiency also yesterday, and we have a lot of liquidity up above here, meaning I'm expecting also that price might give us that opportunity. Price might go up to take out this liquidity which is above here. So this is what I'm expecting. Oh, this is what I'm expecting this week on June, for price to come down, sweep the liquidity which is here, sweep the Asian liquidity which is here, and come into our zone, or for price to go up, sweep all this liquidity here and sweep the liquidity above here and go up. So that's basically it for Geo this week. There's not much to say on Geo. So to sum up everything which I've been saying, going back to the weekly time frame, price is further bullish, meaning price will continue to buy. And for price to continue to buy, meaning we have to look for buying opportunities. We can look for buying opportunities here based on the weekly. We can look for buying opportunities here, or we can look for buying opportunities here. Now, based on the daily, if we go on the daily time frame, we can look for buying opportunities here, exactly where price is reacting from here, or we can look for buying opportunities here. That's simple. So my bias for this week is somehow buys, and depending on where price reacts from, would give us the opportunity for a buys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe, comment, share, like. Stay safe and stay blessed.